What is going on? What is going on, everybody? How y'all doing? We got a live, uh, got a live Q&A tonight. It's been a little while. Um, I'm in. Caesar, if you're watching this, I am in. Come on. There we go. What's up, y'all? Where y'all watching this from? I want to know everybody's watching this from. I know normally y'all are used to seeing me at my place in Brazil. I am in Alabama. So, and what's up? Yvette, what's up? How y'all doing? Tonight is a Q&A. Y'all feel free to ask questions as y'all hop on in here. Y'all here in Texas, watching from Texas. Where else y'all watching from? I'm down here in the South. Today is my dad's birthday. Tomorrow is my birthday. So I'm here in the States celebrating with my family. So I'll be here for a little bit, and then I'm back off to Brazil. So we'll be talking about Q&A stuff, questions and answers about independent adjusting for people of all different skill levels about this business. We're also going to be talking about hurricane season and some of the expectations we should be looking for. There are some deployments that have started already. There's some deployments coming down the pipeline as well. So as we, let a few more, let a few minutes pass, we'll go ahead and get into that. Right. So, yeah, everybody, we are live. I am back in all of this. So I took a little time off from doing my lives as much as I usually did, mainly because it's hard. It gets hard doing lives across, 3 or 4 platforms every day, or every couple days, or doing them like once or twice in the morning, once or twice in the evening. It gets hard. So we got Texas in the house. We got Georgia in the house, California. Where else y'all watching from? I want to know. So let's do this. Let's go in and share this really quickly with. Let's share this with. We need to share this. We need to share this with Twitter. Yeah, let's share this with Twitter people. Boom. Emerald pop. Duplicate. Boom. Live on YouTube right now. Also, y'all have to wait for me. Y'all can ask these questions so we can go ahead and get started if y'all want to. All right. I am live on YouTube right now. Whatever questions you have about adjusting, hop in. Boom. There we go. All right, there we go. Birmingham, let's sleep on the beach pick. Yo, let's sleep on the beach pick. How that beach pick happened? Nell, Caesar, what's up? You in Birmingham? I'm a little bit, I'm like an hour from you. I'm in Huntsville. Yeah, so that beach pick happened because my friends had bought it was just a long day on the beach. Essentially, y'all know it go on the beach, be in the sun, drinking and all that stuff. And so I was just tired. I was like, yo, I'm going to sleep. So yeah, that's where the beach pick came from. If y'all haven't seen this on my Instagram. But yeah, welcome everybody. Illinois in the house. What's up, Bobby? How you doing? How y'all doing? We're talking independent adjusting. I'll go over a few things that I've been hearing from other adjusters, people who are interested in adjusting, aspiring adjusters, and I'll give y'all some other things I'm hearing after that. So first thing I would say, as far as questions. All right, it's a good question, Caesar. What do you think about staff adjusting? Pros and cons. Pros, it's adjusting. Cons, you make like a third of what independent adjusters make. Pro on the staff adjusting side. Over this last year or so, they've been able to. Some people have been able to work as staff adjusters. Some independent adjusters don't like the grind of staff adjusting, so they switch over to. They don't like the grind of independent adjusting, so they switch over to staff adjusting. But you'll see people who do both. I'm not a big fan of staff adjusting personally because I never needed to do it. But I know people who have done it. My best friend, he switched from being an independent adjuster to staff adjuster, and he's been doing that for the last several years. So, it's really not that big of a deal. Getting where you fit in, But as we get busy, just understand that independent adjuster is going to make a whole lot more money than a staff adjuster will, especially during cat season. Biggest tips from someone newly licensed with no experience in the industry. I've been working on getting a few licenses and hoping to add into my resume, which will increase my chance of hearing people back. All right. So licenses and having licenses are part of the puzzle, but not the only part of the puzzle. You need certifications. You need to be on IA firm roster list. You gotta have a nice looking resume. You got a bunch of questions you need to be asking these IA firms. There's a little bit more to that. All right. So no experience is not really that big of a deal. It's really about a, following a proven process towards getting hired, and I think that's a bit harder. I meant certs. I'm doing State Farm Auto and Property now. Good. There we go. Now we're talking. You got 2 certs here in a bit. I would get a TWIA cert if I were you. For any of y'all, get a Texas Wind Insurance Association certification. I would recommend doing that, especially as we go into hurricane season. We're in hurricane season now, by the way, y'all. Hurricane season starts on June 1st. It's going to end in November. So what else we got? What other questions we got? Tips for passing state licensing exam. Cass, I feel like that's Naomi. Naomi, what's up? So whenever we want to pass our state licensing exam, we want to do well on our pre-licensing exams and pre-licensing courses. You want to make 90s on all of your quizzes. If you can make 90s on your quizzes, you're going to pass your state exam. If you can't make 90s on all of your quizzes, you're going to have some problems. All right. So really focus on passing all of your quizzes, not passing, but taking them until you get to 90% or higher. And then you should have the confidence to go in and take that state exam and pass it. Also, I would say to take your, see, I know y'all names. I know y'all using names on here. Y'all can't hide from me. The other thing I would say is take your study and take your exam in a compressed amount of time. You shouldn't be like studying. You shouldn't take your pre-licensing course in January and then try to take your state exam in June. That's too much time. You need to study in 1 month and be taking it like as soon as you pass your state course, your state pre-licensing exam, in state pre-licensing course, you need to go straight into taking the state exam if possible, if at all possible. You should try to cram that all in 30 to 45 days. You shouldn't be slowing around, dragging your feet, because as you're studying, you're forgetting things too. So get it all out the way all at one time. Right? More questions. Let me charge this computer up. I plugged my phone up. I meant to plug up my computer. So my computer died. There we go. All right, it's charged. There we go. Let's get this on the let's put this bad boy in focus. We're trying to get on IA roster. How often all right. So first things first. I'm trying to get on the IA roster. How often would you follow back to registering? All right. I'm not pitching my course because I want you to buy it. I'm pitching my course because I answer these questions in depth and I give you the tools necessary to avoid this idea. So when you're getting this idea that of following up, that's a waste of time. Okay. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you what to do after that. Let's say that an IA firm deploys 4 times a year. Okay. And so in that four times a year, it takes about 3 days for them to deploy everybody they're going to deploy. So it's 3 days, 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12, right? So there's 12 days in a year where if you call them and say, "Are y'all hiring?" They're going to say, "Yeah, we hiring. Come on." And then 360. So let's do 365 divided minus 12, right? Let's see, 365 minus 12. We're going to see something real quick. 360, because we want to know our chances. 365 minus 12. So that's 353 days that you would call and you say, are y'all hiring? They would say no. All right. So if we do 12 divided by what, 353, what, 365. 12 divided by 365. That means a 0.03% chance that you call on the day that they're hiring. That's a waste of time. What we need to do is when we call IA firms, we're calling to collect information. Them hiring or not is one data point of several. All right. Inside of my course, the Roadmap to Becoming an Independent Adjuster, I have the link to that inside the description on this video. Goes in depth about how to ask questions to get answers from these IA firms. What carriers y'all working with? When do y'all normally deploy? What kind of claims y'all normally deploy? So on and so forth, right? So the idea that just calling, that's not going to get you what you want. Okay. I was denied TWIA certification through Alacrity because of experience. Suggestions for places that offer it. When I got my TWIA certification, there was no experience requirement. You could just go to 2021training.com and get it, but they took it off. Also, when it comes to TWIA, Alacrity and TWIA obviously have the contract for their deployment. So if Alacrity is the only IA firm that has a contract to do deployments with TWIA, you got a lot. All right. If I were you, you might want to call Alacrity and ask better questions. Hey, is there anybody else on this TWIA contract other than y'all? Are y'all the only ones? Are there other people? You ask questions like that, you get different answers. Okay. But as of right now, I have not heard of anywhere else that you can get a TWIA certification through other than Alacrity at this moment. Okay. I'm licensed in 3 states. I got two state farm certifications. I underwent 40 hours with IA firm. What is that? What are you talking? What is 40 hours with IA firm? I'll follow up regularly with carriers. You follow up with carriers or IA firms? Anything else I can do to get my foot in the door? Yes, several things you can do to get your foot in the door. But explain that for me. You underwent 40 hours with an IA firm. 40 hours doing what? And then you follow up regularly with carriers. So are you trying to be a staff adjuster or independent adjuster? Because when we follow with carriers, that's for staff adjusting. Explain it a bit better to me, Ann. Okay. A lot of y'all, from the questions y'all are asking me, the roadmap to become an independent adjuster explains all of this in detail. And it allows you to skip past all this stuff. All this like, what should I do here? What should I do here? It's inside the course. It's $97, by the way. Y'all know when y'all found out about me, so you might not even know I had a course. I'm not knocking you. Training for 40 hours. What kind of training did you do, Ann? What kind of training did you do? And with what IA firm did you get that training? Also, I would like to know that. So you're trying to be a staff and independent adjuster. It's 2 different things. And how long have you been trying to do this? Ann? Bought the course last year. Definitely worth it. Where is Extraordinary at? Extraordinary. Email me. I'll give you some better answers. I'll give you some better answers if you email me right here. Email me, Extraordinary. Mention that I asked you to email me, please. Email me here at this address, and we can talk a little bit more in depth. Okay. So take that off. All right. Now, so you did. All right. So you did pilot. All right. Yeah. Everybody goes through pilot property. If pilot is not deploying right now, you're going to be, you have some issues, right? So here's the thing. Pilot property, everybody goes through pilot property. Like dozens and like hundreds of people go through pilot property. They do that 40-hour training. That's not really a standout thing. Also, with pilot, they bring a lot of people through that, and those people develop some loyalty to pilot. And so when pilot starts deploying, they usually deploy out of that bag of people that group of people that went through their pilot training for property. All right. So anyway, so licensed in 3 states. I'm gonna assume you got a staff. So you got a State Farm Auto and Property certification. I would assume you need probably 2 more certifications. A TWIA cert. You need a USAA certification. Also, you need 2 more state license certifications. 2 more state licenses. 3 states is not enough. You need 5. Also, it's only been 3 months. You started in March. It's June. What else? I don't know how many IA firm rosters you're on. You need to be on at least 10. And I don't know what you're saying to them when you are calling them. Also, I never seen a resume, right? So a lot of people have weak resumes. They don't look like anything. They look pretty bland. They don't really have anything on there related to insurance adjusting. Or they try to lie and they think their resume works for insurance adjusting and it's terrible, and that don't work either. So I explain how to write your resume out, and I give out examples inside the course called Roadmap to Become an Independent Adjuster. So these are all things that can help you out. But with that being said, you need to get some more state licenses. All right, you need to get on some more rosters. And that 40-hour training is going to be really good and specific for a pilot. But it doesn't necessarily hold that much weight outside of pilot and whoever their carriers they're working with, right? I don't know what carriers you're working with as far as are you trying to work with on the staff side. I don't know how to. I never applied to a staff position. I don't know how staff adjusting hires work. My main focus is independent adjusting, right? So all of my eggs and all of my teaching is in that basket, right? I know that is my biggest issue. Once I get some more certifications and license staff on my resume, I think I'll stand out. All right, y'all. Let's talk about this, okay? Because I want everybody to understand something too, okay? Over the last year, our business has been in a recession of sorts, right? We just haven't had the claims. We haven't had the claim volume that we're used to having because we didn't have a hurricane season in 2023 that allowed all these insurance carriers to catch up. That's just the real of it all. Okay. And so that slowed down the hiring of staff adjusters and it slowed down independent adjusters. For no fault of your own, a person like Ann in the regular year, she's already hired and been working. A person like Extraordinary, bam, is already working. For a lot of y'all not doing something so wrong. Okay. It's just that because of El Nino last year, because of El Nino, we didn't get a hurricane season. It ain't your fault. It ain't because you had a bad resume that you didn't get hired. It's not, you're not sticking out because it's all your fault. It's not all your fault, okay? You're not doing something terribly wrong. One of the things that's wrong right now is we didn't have a hurricane season. Right now, it is June 11th. That means June 1st hurricane season has started. Let's go have a look. Let's go have a look at 2024. Let's go look at 2024 hurricane season predictions. I'm going to pull this up for y'all, by the way. And these are some things that are going to help y'all out. I really want to give y'all some encouragement, okay? Because I want y'all to understand that y'all are not screwing up, all right? Y'all are not terrible. Y'all are not like so unqualified. Here we go. La Nina. What I just said. La Nina. Warmer than average ocean temperatures are major drivers of tropical activity. All right. We're looking for an above normal 2024. Above normal to me sound like we finna make some money. That's what that sounds like to me. All right. So, like I told y'all, hurricane season goes from June 1st to November 30th. So I said starting June will end in November, right? We predict an 85% chance of an above normal season, 10% chance of near normal, and a 5% chance of below normal. So we're forecasting 17 to 25 named storms. Y'all can read this at y'all's leisure. Okay. Y'all can read this at y'all's leisure, but I want you to understand something. 17 to 25 named storms, an 85% chance of an above normal hurricane season. The hurricane seasons I've worked, we've had 2 to 3, sometimes 4 hurricanes in a year. I worked Hurricane Harvey. I had to work that whole season. I worked 2 hurricanes that year. It was crazy. It was bidding wars. I remember they were getting out $5,000 bonuses. This is very possible this year. Okay. This is very possible in 2024. I want everybody to understand that. We just take a step back. All right. I know, sometimes when it's cloudy, when you're a kid, you remember y'all as a kid and you'd be like, Mom, I want to go outside. And your mom be like, oh, it's raining. And in your head, you like, it's going to rain forever. It ain't never going to stop raining. I'm never going to be able to get out in the sun again. But as you got older, you realize, hey, sometimes it rains, sometimes it don't. And sometimes we get the sun. We've had rain. I'm talking about figurative rain in our career right now. We've been on pause for like a year, like, dang, man, like things ain't never gonna get good. Why in the world I'm trying this and I got this on the resume. I spent the money doing this thing. I got my training. Well, you know, this ain't working. That's the rain that I'm talking about. The sun is about to shine. The National Organization of whatever AA stands for, NOAA.com, right? National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration of the U.S. Department of Commerce has said we got an 85% chance of above normal hurricane season. We are in hurricane season right now. We just had a busy hail season. We're gonna have a bunch of hail claims coming in here in a little bit. And we're gonna have a really busy hurricane season. We gotta get ready, y'all. Y'all gotta get ready. Y'all better start dotting your I's and cross y'all T's. If you haven't got a license yet, you need to get a license. All right. If you're not picking up the phone talking to these IA firms, you need to pick them up. Why? I have heard of 3 deployments in the last 3 weeks. I know for a fact, State Farm is going to start hiring IAs in the coming weeks. I know ASI Progressive is going to start hiring in the coming weeks. Okay. I'm hearing that from management, from both insurance carriers. Y'all gotta get ready. All right. Y'all need to, because y'all are on these lives now and you're looking now, you're going to beat everybody else because everybody else believes that it's slow right now. And I'm here to tell y'all that things are picking up again. I know people who have gotten hired. I know field adjusters getting hired right now, getting sent in Alabama, Texas, Michigan. I know people are getting hired to work remote right now. I know people are going back in the office right now. And more to come before the month is over. Okay. Part of me was kind of feeling like it was me needing to do more. Not going to use that as an excuse to slow down, though. Y'all don't need to slow down. Y'all need to be contacting IA firms. Y'all need to be updating resumes. You need to be making sure you're on the roster, okay? For example, did y'all know if y'all are not actively contacting these IA firms, you are not on their active roster. You're on their inactive roster. Tashina Norwood, what's up? How you doing? What's up, Tashina? How you doing? What estimating software do you prefer and are firm specific? All right, so here's the thing. There's only 2 softwares. It's Xactimate and it's Symbility. I've worked both of them. It ain't about favorites. It's what the carrier wants you to use. All right, so we use what the carrier wants us to use. For a lot of my adjusters that have been in the business for a bit longer, we came in on Xactimate. Symbility didn't exist in that form for many insurance carriers. Now you start to see some insurance carriers use Symbility, not that many. But it's not your choice on whether you're going to write in Xactimate or write in Symbility. They're going to tell you what you're going to write in, you're going to write in that. So favorites don't really matter. If they tell you to write in Xactimate, you're going to write in it. They tell you they teach some kind of way to write in Microsoft Excel, you're going to do it however they tell you to do it. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, y'all. I want to keep y'all encouraged. Okay. I know it has sucked financially for all of us for the last year. I know we're all used to $2,000 checks a week, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a week. And it got ugly with making $22 an hour and all that. I get it. But I'm here to tell y'all that there's light at the end of the tunnel. We had a big hail season, a really big hail season. All those hail videos y'all saw online over this last 3 or 4 months, all those people got to file claims. And these staff adjusters are getting overwhelmed. So that's something to think about. All right. As insurance adjusters, specifically independent adjusters, we get paid when there's an overflow of claims. So as these claims begin to stack up, that's when our shots are getting closer and closer. Our numbers are closer and closer to getting called. Okay. Questions about anything I'm talking about, y'all? I've been in this business 9 years. I got to see a whole bunch of stuff now. I got to see a whole lot over this time period. I'm just talking now, so y'all just feel free. Y'all feel free to pop in here. This is a very chill, laid back type of thing tonight. So it's not formal. I do have a class that I teach tomorrow, which is the mentorship group. That's a lot more formal. Well, I got a whole lesson plan, but when it's just with y'all, we're a little bit less formal. Recommendations for a place to learn property adjusting. All right, so you want to learn field adjusting, or do you want to learn desk property adjusting? That's the question. Because if you want to learn field adjusting, we can pull up some places right now. Field adjusting. All right, so now let's go have a look. So there's a bunch of places in Texas. It's a bunch of places in Texas. Now I would say that the thing field adjusting. I want to say it's not a problem, right? It's not a problem. I would say it's more of a question of where do you live at, right? And where do you want to travel to? Crawford and Company, they have a cat adjuster training I like a lot. Who else? You know what? 1 second, Caesar. I'm gonna get to you. I'm looking up some schools because it's a lot of them, and I would say the issue, for example, you got Gulf Coast Adjusting Academy in Mobile, Alabama. If we type in field adjusting school, y'all type in field adjusting school on. Let me show you. Let me show you. My issue. I just typed in field adjusting school on here. You can scroll through here. You can do the same thing on YouTube. You'll see a bunch as well. I know the Adjuster Academy. I heard of them. Adjuster training. It's a bunch in Texas. Like I said, WeTrainAdjusters.com. MoCat is expensive. My issue, Naomi, my issue is that field adjusting training can be quite expensive. Like quite expensive. Like it can get into the thousands, like $2,000-3,000. When I went and got a rope and harness certification, that was $700. So you want to be looking at some things and you want to talk to people and just get a feel for them, get a feel for the instructors. I know Lorenzo over there at what's Lorenzo? Dadgummit. Lorenzo and his daughter Lorraine, they do I forget their company name, but they do field adjusting training as well. Let me go find them. Let me go find them real quick for you. Lorraine Eugene. What's his lady name? You know what? I might just find it. But I know Lorenzo. I can pass you his number, Naomi. I know he does a field adjusting training as well. That's pretty all encompassing as well. But it's just a lot of options. You got options that are cheaper, and you got options that are more expensive. So it's all gonna be based on your price range. But I did my field adjusting training in the state of Georgia. I did in Lithonia, and it was $700. I did Xactimate, and I got my rope and harness certification at the same time. All right. So to finish that one off, I'm telling y'all, go do your own research on these field adjusting schools and look at your price range. I don't know your price range. I know I hear about MoCat. I know MoCat is in the thousands. I've heard of Adjuster Academy. I've heard of that Gulf States Academy, field adjusting academy as well. I've heard of all of them, but it's really based on how much you want to spend. But it is worth it though. Field adjusters make a lot of money, so it is worth it to know what you're doing. But I wouldn't jump to get field adjusting training today if I wasn't planning on being in the field like a week from now. Okay, insurance adjuster now. Thank you, Toshina. It was around the tip of my tongue. I was thinking about adjuster path and IA path and all that stuff. Insurance adjuster now with Lorenzo and Lorraine, father and daughter duo. They've been teaching for 30 years. They've taught 3,000 people. I know Lorenzo. Talked to him on the phone. Cool guy. Naomi, you can look them up. Insurance adjuster now. Thanks, Tishina. Yeah, look them up. I know a lot of my students have become his students and her students as well. So try out insurance adjuster now. Have a look at them, but do some price comparisons, y'all. Okay, we are all running a business as independent adjusters. Okay, we are all running a business, so we want to get some bang for our buck. We want to get a return on investment. So we don't want to just throw money out there. We want to get it back. All right, Nell Caesar, my bad. So should someone new to the industry start in field and transition to desk, or is it possible starting desk? You can start out wherever you want to start out. That's what the fun part of being an independent adjuster is. That the operative word in independent adjuster is independent. That means you can do what you want to do. I did desk adjusting for a year and some change. Then I did 4 field deployments back to back. Did some more desk deployments. Then I went to Canada. Then I did all a bunch of other kind of stuff, flood and all that. All right. So there's not a rule that you should start out in desk. You should start out in field. Start out whatever they call you on. Them first couple deployments, just do them. If you don't have a problem get on the roof, go get on the roof. You don't have a problem going to desk, go to desk. If you have a problem working remote, work remote. It's all gonna be good because you're in the business. The main thing is we want to get into business. We want to start making money, start getting experience, start touching some claims. That's our main thing. Don't be scared of getting on them roofs. It's just climb up a ladder. All you do is climb up a ladder, get up there, walk around, take your pictures, sketch it out, write an estimate. Boom, you're in the business. Okay, and it gets easier the more you do it. All right. So don't think that there's one way to get in this business. There's only one path to success. We have many different ways that we can succeed in this business. Okay. Questions, comments, concerns, y'all. Questions, comments, concerns. I got your boy talking a lot. Let's see what y'all got. 30 minutes into this. Let's see if we can do another 30 minutes. Y'all, if y'all stay active, we'll do another 30 minutes. My TikTok crew, they be asking questions like this. They be asking questions like crazy. But it's Jennifer S. Should I pay for a desk adjusting class? All right. Let's go back to the start of this. All right. So Jennifer S. Should I pay for a desk adjuster class? Do you have any of my courses yet? Before I start talking, because I would say that anybody that has my Essentials of Claim Handling course, anybody that's been through my mentorship, anybody that's been through even my File Note Bootcamp, you won't need a desk adjusting class. I already teach that. I teach how to do pretty well in desk adjusting, actually. If you've been through my File Note Bootcamp, you don't need to go through desk adjusting. If you've done Essentials of Claim Handling, you don't need to go through desk adjusting, a desk adjusting class. Yeah, so yeah, you don't. Yeah, so if you don't have those, you might want to do that. But I have courses that can explain all those things of desk adjusting. Essential claim handling, and it's cheap. Essential claim handling, like $25 or something like that. So if you want that, Jennifer, let me know and I can send that to you. But it would help out a lot because I'll tell you what, if you can't produce as a desk adjuster, you're gonna get fired. You're gonna get released quite quickly. And it's a lot more to desk adjusting than turning on your computer and talking on the phone. You really got to be able to handle your day and be productive. I heard people are learning to use drones. Can they be done if we simply aren't comfortable swinging from the rooftops? Yvette, you don't swing from the roofs, okay? Every roof is not so steep in that regard, right? We got 4 on 12s, we got 6 on 12, we got 10 on 12s. A 4 on 12 is just the pitch of a roof, right? That's what we call it in our industry, the pitch of a roof. So like this is like a 0 on 12, 1 on 12, 2 on 12, 3 on 12, 4 on 12, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? So with drones do not replace you get on the roof. Doing a drone inspection is something completely different than field adjusting, okay? But if you don't want to get on roofs, we always got desk adjusting. Everybody don't got to get on roofs and inspect houses and inspect cars. You can just work at a computer every day. You don't have to do that. What are your thoughts on IA versus public adjusting? Do you have to surrender one license? You know what? Public adjusting is not even in my realm. So far off over there. I don't know enough people who've made enough money at scale for me to think about it. Because I know so many IAs who've done very well with themselves that I just never ever thought about public adjusting. Like I just don't even think about it, man. And this is also kind of my question to all of you all as it relates to insurance adjusting in general. Like, If you're gonna be a staff adjuster, be a staff adjuster. If you're gonna be an independent adjuster, be an independent adjuster. If you're gonna be a public adjuster, be that. Why are y'all so open to like 3 different styles of adjusting? Pick one. You're gonna be successful in one, just pick one. If you want to be a staff adjuster, go do that. Just go be a staff adjuster. If you're gonna be an independent adjuster, do that. But you can't run it in 2 directions at the same time. You got to pick one and run that way. And if you run one way over here and then run that way, you're never gonna get anywhere. You ever seen a man try to run, a woman try to run in two places at the same time? They can't do it. It's impossible. I'm gonna go left. Wait, no, I'm gonna go right. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go to the front. No. All you do is stop it and start. Pick one. Choose one. Decide. Bam. I'm gonna be a public adjuster. Screw it. If you want to be a public adjuster, we shouldn't be talking. You shouldn't be listening to me. You should be listening to public adjusters talk. If you want to be a staff adjuster, you should not be listening to me. You should be listening to staff adjusters talk. You want to be an independent adjuster? Come on. We got work to do. We got a hurricane season to go dominate. All right. Yeah. And these questions, y'all, I'm not mad at any of y'all. I just get to see the same types of questions, and people aren't as certain, and I feel like it's not I feel, it's my belief that the more you have set your jaw, right? My dad say, set your jaw. If you are focused on one thing, you're gonna get that thing. But if we're focused on all these things, because then, well, what about public adjustment? What about staff adjustment? Well, what about just insurance sales? Why don't we just sell insurance? How about that? Like if we're gonna just throw everything out there, why don't we just pick a bunch of different jobs and go do that? Like, right? Like, let's just pick one, and let's keep it moving. All right, because we gotta commit. I'm committed. I've been committed to this business for 9 years, and it changed everything. It changed everything in my life. I didn't go run around trying to do a bunch of other stuff. Public adjusters were calling me when I first got my insurance adjusting license. Now I'm going to be an independent adjuster. I didn't think twice about it, and it was worth it. It paid off for me, So something to think about. Y'all can do what y'all want to. Y'all are grown. Everybody's an adult here. All right. I hope y'all are getting something from this, by the way. Who's just hopping on this live? Raphael Dalagetto. Oh man. I'm getting text messages about the live. If you would like the live. Questions, comments, concerns, y'all. Give me some more questions. All right. Give me some more questions. We know we got hurricane season coming up. We know we have deployments coming up. That's another thing. We got deployments coming up. Y'all, we got to get busy. Okay. Why are we talking about public adjusting and we got hurricanes coming up? And we got deployments coming down the pipeline right now. All right. If y'all haven't gotten the roadmap to becoming an independent adjuster yet, I highly recommend getting it. Thousands of people have taken it. It has changed the financial lives of a lot of people over the years. We've got people become managers after this course. We've got people, buy their first homes after they start working and becoming an adjuster. We've had people go on to make 6 figures several times. Right. How long did it take you to start getting comfortable handling claims and starting becoming good at it? Bobby Claiborne. You want the YouTube answer? You want the real answer? Because I'll tell you the one. Whichever one you want to know, I'll tell you. So it took me, I could handle it because I started out in auto claims. So it probably took me a month and a half before I could kind of like ask my manager to tell me what to do. And then I did it and it kind of worked. But it probably took me 6 months before I actually understood the why behind what I was doing. And so that's when I felt comfortable. Was I actively doing my job in month 3? Yeah, of course. I was doing my job on day 1. But actively, like, I don't have to ask my manager. I don't have to ask my coworker. I don't have to doubt anything. I don't have to go back and read. So I can just go in and knock it out. It took 6 months. And that was for me to understand like the whole ecosystem of the claims system I was handling. Now, when I went into property, I went to property as a field adjuster. I switched from auto desk to field property. That took, now granted, I had already been an adjuster a year by the time I switched to field property. So that was a bit faster. I was probably comfortable in a couple of weeks because at that point I was a professional. I knew how to handle claims. It was just I was handling different policies. On the on desk property, again, it was like plug and play. I knew what I was doing. I had already had a field property. I had already done desk auto. So coming into desk property was like boom, boom, boom. It was quick. Okay. How do you measure fences to be fast and efficient? Pull your tape out. All right. You measure fences with tape. All right. Yeah, we're gonna get you out of there. Yeah, man, you gotta measure your fences with tape. You can use an orange, you can use a wheel as well if you want to walk it, if you want to walk a fence, but if it's use a wheel, use a wheel. It's a wheel measurer that you can use. It's a big like wheel, it's got a stick on it. Use your wheel and measure your fences like that. Walk it, right? Measurement, walk next side, measure, walk next side, measure, bam, all your measurements. Can you realistically get appointment newly licensed, or if you have to add additional certification? Explain what you're saying, Chosen Remnant Nation, because I don't know what you're talking about. Can you realistically get appointment newly licensed, or you have to add additional certification? Slow down. Write it again. Okay. You might be on your cell phone. You might be driving or something like that. Just write it down. Write it again. Because I don't know what you're talking about. Give me some context. Because I don't know that. I don't know what you're talking about. And then what state are you talking about? Because let's just wait. I'm waiting on you to give me the rest of that. All right. So Bobby, let's go back to this question because I like it. Here's the thing, y'all. We don't have to be comfortable to get good at this. All right. Like in the beginning, you have a little bit of a buffer, a little bit of leeway. You have coworkers there, you have managers there, you have a trainers there sometimes, and they're all there to help you, right? All right. So if you focus on showing up to work every day and putting in effort, you're gonna get good. You're gonna get more comfortable day in, day out. All right. They hired you because they want to work, they want you to work there. All right. They keep you every day because they want you to work there. So take it easy. It's gonna be a little uncomfortable because you don't know what you're doing. You're like, how in the world am I supposed to get paid this much money? And how am I supposed to get paid this much money and then I don't know what I'm doing? Right? Don't worry about that. It happens to all of us. That's what we got. People that work with us. We got managers and all that stuff to help us out. All right. How many variations of policies do most carriers have per category? It depends. It depends, man. You're gonna be reading policy, all right? Just so y'all all know. All y'all gonna read policy, unless you're like a field adjuster, you'll just read like the declarations page. But like if you're gonna be a desk adjuster or remote adjuster, you're gonna read policy. Don't worry about how many policies they got. You'll have some that you're gonna be working on one policy. Some have 3 or 4. Sometimes you can be working auto and property at the same time. So you got all the property policies and all the auto policies as well. Don't worry about it. Read the policy. All right. We make settlement decisions based on policy. You got to read it. Oh, well. Don't make it more complicated than it has to be. What's your picture taking process? What's up, Sebastian? You just pick. You pick if you want to go clockwise or counterclockwise. I pick clockwise. Take all your pictures in a clockwise manner. And you get on the roof and you get on the house, walk around the house, take them the same way every time. It's simple stuff. This is simple. How long did it take you to understand methods of construction as property feel, as in being comfortable speaking with CTs and knowing what you were talking about? Hey, guys, let me tell y'all something. One thing y'all don't know about me is that I have a strong real estate background and have a strong construction background because my dad was in real estate and he would build houses, renovate houses and stuff like that. So I had a super strong background in construction. So I've always been comfortable speaking with CTs because that's what my dad was doing too. And so all my childhood was spent in residential homes getting built. So that was kind of like my superpower. I didn't have that problem. I knew all the building materials. I knew everything you see behind me. I knew all that stuff already. I've known that for decades at this point. So I didn't have that issue, right? I didn't have that issue. But I would say that for those of you all who do have that issue and you don't know what materials you're looking at or understanding methods of construction, I have a website for you. I think you should look it up and you should use it. It is called inspectopedia.com. And on this website, let's pull it up. Boom, let's pull it up right here. On this website, you can go in and search all kinds of building material. You can search Inspectopedia, right? You can, let's say you want to search for stucco damage, right? You want to see what stucco damage looks like. You can go in, right? And they'll explain everything for you. All right. Out here on what's what I'm looking for? On inspectopedia.com. Just go through here and click around. We got stuff from mobile homes, insulation, indoor home inspection, air conditioning, architecture, building codes. They got all this stuff, chimneys, right? So if you're a person, if you are a person that doesn't necessarily know that much about contractors, right? CT meant contractors, yeah. And so if you don't know much about contracting, if you don't know much about building material, go to inspectopedia.com. Go there and get yourself become abreast on these building materials and how to talk these contractors, so you know what you're doing. Yeah. So Sebastian, that's a great question. For me, I always believe in appearance. I always believe in getting more pictures than less. You can always delete them after you come back to your home or your hotel or your Airbnb. You can always delete them, but the problem is you get up there and you take 3 pictures of a roof. Now you got to go back out and inspect again, right? So that is going to be based on your file reviewer, Sebastian. All right. You can always go in and ask your file reviewer or ask your management, because every carrier is different. Every file reviewer is different. Every manager is different, and they have different guidelines. All right. But you can always ask, hey, look, this is my first time working with y'all. How many photos do y'all want for fence? How many photos y'all want for interiors? How many photos y'all want for damage? How many photos you want for XYZ? You can always ask. They'll tell you. Okay. But I always, especially as a field adjuster, field desk adjuster, and a field property adjuster, I like to err on the side of having more photos rather than less, especially around damages. Let me close this door. 1 second. Is one outside there? There she go. There we go. Yeah. So always lean on the side of more rather than less. Because if you have too few, you will be going back out to inspect, especially if your desk adjuster can't figure out what you're talking about. Okay. What else? That's a good question, Sebastian. Nobody's asked me that in a long time. Great question. And it is confusing, man. It is super confusing when you get out there, especially like those first couple deployments, those first few claims on a new deployment. Even if you're an experienced field adjuster, it can be quite hard because you're like, well, what do y'all really want? All right. Questions. Let's keep these questions coming, y'all. Let's keep the questions coming. I am enjoying this. Y'all got some good questions today. I'm appreciative of it. Let's see. Let's go back in here. I hope y'all learning something. Is anybody getting something out of this live so far? Yeah, y'all got some good questions. I appreciate all this. I'm glad to see y'all. It's been a while. I haven't done these lives in a minute, so I always feel like I'll be missing y'all. And I'll be like, man, let me talk to you. Let me talk to my people. You know, y'all, what's crazy? I have probably made like in 4 years, I've probably literally made like 1,000 videos and talked to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Thank you. So Caesar asks, how do you personally set your fee schedule? As a new adjuster, that's not happening. Okay. That's just not going to happen as a new adjuster. You're not even good enough. You don't have the relationship. You don't have the results, the productivity to do that. whatever they offer you on the fee schedule, you need to take it, especially in the beginning. And just hope you get some claims. You know? Sebastian, the most I ever did was around 7 or 8 claims a day on a tablet. It was a deployment where they had, let's say, 40 line items uploaded into a tablet. So it's like a really pared down version of Xactimate, and you would tap on the tablet which line items you would pay for. And it was like Xactimate, but not Xactimate. It was like an app. It was like an app that looked kind of like Xactimate, but it wasn't. But it was, like I said, it had like 40 line items on there. Didn't have anything else. You click on those, and the estimate go anywhere from $500 to like $25,000. And you would do the estimate as you walk through the house. You would take photos as you walk through the house, and you would upload it. It would immediately be uploaded after you finish that inspection. And I would drive around. I was doing 8 a day, and I did that for like 30 days straight. Well, that wasn't like an estimate in the way that we know estimates. Another good question. Jennifer, I will have more of these. Actually, matter of fact, I had one last night. So I did one today because I had one last night. All right. I made some cookies before we started, so I had my sister, she pulled them out. By the way, y'all, I don't live with my family, just visit my family. I live in Brazil. As some of y'all who have seen my lives know, I live in Brazil. I don't live here. And just visiting. If you came to the live late, tomorrow's my birthday. Today's my dad's birthday. I'm enjoying this time with them, my family. Some of y'all who have parents that are getting older, you gotta really value that time with them. All right, so family is important. Family first. What questions? Come on. What other questions y'all got? Y'all getting tired on me? We're 52 minutes into this. I'm glad you like this. I'm glad y'all getting something from this. Arnie Loftus, my first time seeing you. I appreciate it. Appreciate that. All right. So, is there software or any outside resources you pay for to streamline your job as an OA? I've heard of people outsourcing certain things. If I can think of this name, I'm going to post it right now. Let me go and look real quick. Let me have a look. There's a guy I know. What's his name? What is his name? We're friends on LinkedIn. I'm going to find this guy. I'm going to find this guy for you. And people use him for various levels of outsourcing. All right. Estimating. Now, with that being said, he's not cheap. So that's something to keep in mind, everybody. What is this guy's name? Dadgum, I know him. Like, I know him. I know his stuff on LinkedIn. And if I can find his name, I can show y'all, and y'all can go add him on LinkedIn. Oh man, daggone. Hey, Sebastian, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I gotta find this guy's name. Look, do this. If you want to know his name, I'll find it for y'all. Go to email me here. Email me with this question, Sebastian. I will email you his name. I gotta find it. I'm just having like a little brain fart right now because I don't look him up often. What I would say, let's go back to this real quick. All right, let's go back to this real quick. These are actually two parts of the same question. What are your thoughts on working with a partner as a field adjuster where one person does inspections and the other does the estimate so you can handle more claims? And is there software or any outside resource you pay for to streamline your job as an OA? I've heard of people outsourcing certain things. These two are the same thing. And what I would say is, one, you're running a business, okay? And two, the buck stops with you in regards to quality control. uh, and how these estimates are written and how quickly they get turned in. And you got to pay, you got to pay for that type of outsourcing. If you're using a partner, all right, so let's say on your own, you can handle 4 claims a day. With a partner, you can handle 8 claims a day. Well, you're going to be splitting, the claim load with your partner 50%. So you're going to get paid on 4 claims out of that day, just like you would if you were alone, right? If y'all are married or, siblings or brother and daughter, family, whatever, the percentage might be different. If they're just getting on the roofs and you're doing all the estimating, or you doing all the scheduling and estimating, they just get on the roof, take a picture, or vice versa. You got to figure out your own cuts. But what you want to do is, whatever you're doing, specifically around bringing other people on, you need to get the okay from your management, your client, your iFirm management, because they need to know that. That's not something I'll be trying to finesse, okay? Because if you come to my house and inspect my house and you say, "Hey, John's coming to my house," and then John and Jane come, I'm calling the insurance company. Why are there 2 people in my house and you said it's gonna be one? I'm calling my desk adjuster about that. I'm not gonna feel that safe, right? And so many other people will do that too. So you want to get that. You want to get that kind of signed off on. Now, as it relates to software, I have heard of people over the years outsourcing their estimating to other people. You know, they'll send their estimates in, they'll do all the inspections, and then they'll have the estimate writer behind the scenes writing all the estimates up for them. Again, let me tell y'all, you know what? I want to just get everybody get some understanding on some things, because I'm talking from a place of experience and understanding that y'all don't have yet. And so sometimes I skip over things that seem obvious to me that are not obvious to you all. Field adjusting is expensive. All right. I want everybody to understand that. I want to just slow down real quick. I want everybody to understand. You're going to have a 30 to 45-day wait period before you get your first check. They're going to hold anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30% of however much you made. They're going to hold that until all your claims are closed, and then you'll get that money on the back end. So you might be 4 months out from the deployment before you get your final paycheck, right? You got to pay for all your food, all your gas, all your lodging, and your Exactment. Exactment alone is $300 a month. You're going to pay that every month on your own while you're on deployment on the field side of things. Now, imagine a partner and y'all have to split bills, or you're having to pay that bill for them, right? Imagine, how much money you have and you're spending, let's say $100 an estimate. You get 35 estimates, that's $3,500 you got to put out, right? Um, so those things like outsourcing and all that, it can get really expensive. Imagine spending $100 an estimate. $100 an estimate is not really expensive if you're going to make $700 or $800 on an estimate, $1,000 on an estimate. But when you have 35 claims like that, maybe you got 50 claims like that, you might handle 50 claims in 3 weeks, and you're not going to get paid for another 4 weeks. You might not get all your payments until 12 weeks, right? It can get ugly. All right. When we start talking about partners and all that stuff, when we start talking about different softwares and all that, it gets expensive, is what the point I'm trying to drive home. So as much as those things make our jobs easier, when you're just starting out as an independent adjuster, take care of your money, save your money. If you're on the field adjusting side of things, you gotta really run this like a business, because you're just not gonna have the funds to do all that and pay your bills at home and pay the bills on the road. You could easily find yourself upside down on the deployment where you don't make any money or you lose money on deployment. All right. What's the difference between field adjusting in the States versus Brazil? I didn't do field adjusting in Brazil. I did remote adjusting for the country of Canada while I lived in Brazil. You should not consider that location at all We're talking about field adjusting, but field adjusting is not all of it what independent adjusting is. This is just a section of independent adjusting. We got plenty of desk adjusters, plenty of remote adjusters, plenty of auto adjusters. We just got a couple people asking about property adjusting right now, but it is not all of what independent adjusting encompasses, so everybody knows. Okay. Is field deployment typically paid on an hourly basis or fee schedule? It's paid on an hourly basis. It's paid on fee schedule. It's paid on uh, what's the word they use at State Farm? It's not fee schedule. It's another word. Starting to see. Forget that word too. And they pay on day rate. Component. They pay on component. They pay on fee schedule. They pay on hourly basis, and they pay on day rate. It just depends. That's a question you need to ask IA firms when you're trying to get deployed. Which one they pay on? And there's pros and cons to all of them. You might get paid more on fee schedule, but you gotta wait. You gotta wait to get paid. Might get paid less on an hourly basis or day rate, but you get paid every week, every 2 weeks. So the way you get paid on field adjusting matters a lot. You better ask some questions, because if not, you can get skint up out there. It can get ugly for you. Okay. Good questions. These are great questions. Thank y'all for asking these questions. Thank y'all for y'all being involved. All right. Like I told y'all earlier, a lot of the questions y'all ask are inside the roadmap to becoming an independent adjuster. I talk about this course a lot, and I talk about it a lot because we get a lot of results. Right. We got over 150 5-star ratings, thousands of people taking this course. So like dozens of these people are going to become, 6-figure earners. You're going to have some people on this live that will become 6-figure earners this year and next year. Well, next 12-month period, essentially, as we go into this hurricane season. All right. Have we exhausted all the questions for tonight? Are these all the questions y'all going to ask me tonight? Are you going to ask me more questions, or is this it? Let me know. Let me know what y'all got. I want to see I got some more questions. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, don't get so caught up on things like working outside the country. Okay. Y'all, a lot of y'all just starting out. Just start out slow. Okay. See, Sebastian, man, hey boy, you smart, man. You got some great questions. Nobody has asked me the 4 questions you asked. Nobody. Naomi, thanks for the happy birthday, by the way. Nobody, you've had 4 in a row that nobody ever asked me. What are some ways you save money on deployment? Thanks for asking. I'll tell you all the ways right now. I hope you all have a pen and pad ready, because one, I like nice things, but I like to save money when I need to, and especially on housing costs. So what I did was, when I got into business, all this remote stuff didn't exist. So I knew of friends and family in different areas, and so I would let them know, like, hey, I'm an independent adjuster. Just so you know, I know you live in Dallas. I know you live in Houston or Atlanta or the coast of Florida, or you live in DC. I kind of knew all the hubs were for insurance adjusting. And so what I did was I kind of let my family know a little bit ahead of time, friends, my frat brother was like, hey man, I might be in your city, just so you know. And what I would do is I never let them know how much money I was making. I'd say, hey, I got a job out here. Can I stay at your house for like a month? And I'll give you, $500. And I did it a lot. I stayed at my cousin's house in Houston, $500 a month. I stayed at his house like 2 months. Shoot, I'm giving him some money on his mortgage. Hey, he getting $500 he wouldn't have got. I stayed with my cousin and his family, where other adjusters are paying $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month at a hotel. I stayed with my family for $500 a month. I had a homegirl from college. I stayed with her for a little while, gave her $500. And I worked some field claims out there. I stayed with my sister one time in Atlanta. My blood sister in Atlanta, bam. I had a frat brother out there in Washington, D.C. I had to work in the D.C. area, Baltimore area. I was living out there in Otisville, out there in Maryland, did that. I was working in Frederick, Maryland. I stayed with had a family friend that was on a deployment in Canada. I stayed with her in Canada, right? I had a partner. It was my friend that we became friends because of insurance adjusting, and we worked like 4 different deployments together. We would just split a Airbnb every time we worked a deployment together. So I always found a way to cut my biggest cost, which was housing, and that was by just being friendly. You know, one thing, thankfully, I had a bunch of family, but the other part was I leaned on other adjusters. Hey, I know it's other adjusters here. Hey, you going to deployment? Yeah, me too, man. Hey, you want to save some money? Yeah, all right, let's get Airbnb together. We'll split it. And I worked out there in Tampa, in Orlando area. I worked and stayed with IA out there. We did field adjusting together. We were running our claims out the same Airbnb. We saved money like that. All right. Next thing I did, I didn't learn this till late. You gotta stop eating out everywhere. Food costs and housing costs can really get out of hand. So you gotta take control of how you eat. Go to the grocery store. Stop eating out all the time. You'll start spending 70, 80, $100 a day on food, especially when you start making $3,000 checks. Let's say you spend $100 on food a day. That's $3,000 a month on food. And I'm telling you, it's a lot easier to do than you think. You spend $15 on lunch, you get a snack, it's $4, $5. Then you do a $25 lunch. You have dinner with 2 drinks. You go to a nice restaurant because you're like, man, I had a stressful day. You go to dinner. Oh, dinner ain't nothing but $70. I made $70 before I had breakfast today. I'm making $800 a day right now. Who cares? And you spend $3,000 a month on food, which is easy to do. It's easy to do. I'm a big guy. I'm a big guy. I got a big appetite. Stressful job. Yeah, cool. Get a couple drinks. Bam, you up. A drink, $15 a piece, $30. Bam, you spend a lot of money. So take control of those food costs and take control of your housing costs. Split the bill. Split the rent with somebody. Split the Airbnb with somebody. Split the hotel room with somebody. Whatever you gotta do. Because we're working hard and we want to take some money home. We don't want to spend all our money while we're on deployment. So what happens when we're not deployed? We're struggling again. All right. Great question, Sebastian. Thank you so much for that. Hope y'all got something from that one. That was a good one. Pumping me up, Sebastian. Keep it coming, man. You're doing great. Yeah, keep it coming. All right, what else we got? Jennifer, thank you. Yes, yeah, always hit me if you got questions. Happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, y'all. Look, it is 9:15. I'm going to see my dad one more time for his birthday. Spend a little more time with him. And then tomorrow's my birthday. I'm going to enjoy myself tomorrow. But I teach another class. I got class tomorrow at 8 o'clock at night. So I'm going to be teaching. So I'm going to get ready for that, y'all. Enjoy the rest of y'all night. I appreciate y'all. Sebastian, hit me up about the guy. If y'all want to know about that guy who does the estimate writing for field adjusters, email me here and just reference this in the reference that I said this in the live, and I'll send you the guy. Okay, I just couldn't find him tonight. All right, y'all. I appreciate all y'all. Have a good rest of y'all night. Also, if you have not gotten the roadmap to become an independent adjuster yet, becomeania.com/home. It's in the description to this video. You can click the link. You can go get into it. Go look at the landing page. Got a whole bunch of information there. It's only $97. It's a great course. Can't speak highly enough about it. And answer more of your questions and get you set on the right path. Start making this money. Have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all soon.